The year is 1962. The world watches, holding its breath. The tension is palpable, a silent dread that permeates every corner of the globe. The United States and the Soviet Union stand on the brink of a catastrophic confrontation. Nuclear war feels not just possible, but imminent. The threat of annihilation looms large, casting a shadow over everyday life. Amidst this tension, a Soviet submarine K-19 slips beneath the waves, its steel hull cutting through the stormy seas, a silent sentinel of the deep, its mission shrouded in secrecy. The crew, sworn to silence, knows little of the true nature of their voyage. This is not just another patrol, this is a mission that could alter the course of history. This is a story of courage, sacrifice, and the hidden depths of the Cold War. A tale of men who faced the unknown with unwavering resolve. This is the untold story of K-19's silent journey during the Cuban Missile Crisis. A journey fraught with peril and uncertainty. The K-19, a hotel-class ballistic missile submarine, was a symbol of Soviet might, a testament to the technological prowess and military ambition of the Soviet Union. It was also a vessel burdened with a dark past, a history of accidents and near disasters. Each incident a grim reminder of the dangers lurking beneath the surface. But the men who served aboard her were no strangers to danger. They were seasoned veterans, accustomed to the perils of the deep. They were submariners, forged in the crucible of the Cold War. Their lives defined by the silent, unseen battles waged beneath the waves. They knew the risks, accepted them, and prepared to face whatever the deep threw their way. Each dive a test of their skills, their courage, and their resolve. Little did they know, their mettle would be tested like never before. The challenges they would face on this mission would push them to their limits, revealing the true depth of their bravery and determination. As the K-19 ventured deeper into the abyss, a catastrophic reactor malfunction threatened to doom the vessel and its crew. The men had to confront not only the external threats of the Cold War, but also the internal dangers of their own ship. The Soviet Naval Command, aware of the potential disaster, monitored the situation closely. The fate of the K-19 hung in the balance, a precarious thread in the vast tapestry of Cold War geopolitics. The crew worked tirelessly, battling radiation and the clock to fix the reactor. Their efforts were a testament to human ingenuity and the will to survive against all odds. The story of K-19 is a stark reminder of the sacrifices made during the Cold War. It is a tale of bravery, resilience, and the indomitable human spirit in the face of overwhelming adversity. When the K-19 finally surfaced, it was not just a submarine emerging from the depths, but a symbol of survival and the enduring strength of those who served aboard her. The crew of the K-19, though often unsung, are heroes of the Cold War. Their story, a steel coffin in the deep, is a testament to the courage and sacrifice of submariners everywhere. The Cuban Missile Crisis was a standoff unlike any other. The United States had discovered Soviet nuclear missiles in Cuba just 90 miles off its coast. The world watched in terror as two superpowers edged closer to the brink of nuclear war. Every hour seemed to tick by with agonizing slowness. Each tick brought the world closer to the unimaginable. In the midst of this global crisis, the K-19 received its orders. The details were sparse, the mission's importance paramount. Sail to the North Atlantic, maintain radio silence, await further instructions. Each man aboard knew the gravity of the situation. They were not just submariners, they were silent guardians, entrusted with their nation's fate. The weight of responsibility was immense, the pressure suffocating. Life aboard a submarine is harsh, unforgiving. Confined spaces, recycled air, the constant pressure of the depths. For the crew of the K-19, this was their reality. Their mission during the Cuban Missile Crisis amplified these hardships tenfold. The constant threat of detection hung over them. One mistake, one wrong move could trigger a global catastrophe. Food was rationed, sleep was a luxury. Every man carried the burden of secrecy, unable to share their fears or anxieties with loved ones back home. Letters remained unwritten, phone calls unmade. They were ghosts, operating in the shadows, their sacrifice known only to themselves. The psychological toll was immense. the pressure cooker atmosphere threatening to crack even the strongest resolve. The K-19 was a complex machine, a marvel of engineering and a potential death trap in equal measure. The crew knew every bolt, every gauge, every pipe intimately. They trained relentlessly, drilled for every possible scenario, but nothing could fully prepare them for the challenges that awaited them in the depths. Days bled into weeks. The tension aboard the K-19 was palpable, a living thing that pulsed through the submarine's steel veins. The men found solace in routine, in camaraderie, in the shared understanding of their duty. They told stories, sang songs, and played games. They clung to any semblance of normalcy in a world that had tilted on its axis. Then, disaster struck. A fire erupted in the reactor compartment. Radiation levels soared. The submarine, their only sanctuary, transformed into a steel coffin. Panic threatened to consume them, but training and discipline held firm. They fought the fire, knowing that each breath could be their last. They shielded themselves with whatever they could find, their bodies absorbing lethal doses of radiation. In the heart of the crisis, Captain Zatiev made a fateful decision. He ordered a group of volunteers to enter the irradiated reactor compartment and effect repairs. These men, knowing they were marching into the jaws of death, did not hesitate. Their courage, their selflessness saved the submarine and its crew. They were heroes, their sacrifice etched in the annals of Cold War history. The K-19, crippled but not broken, limped back to port. The vessel, a symbol of resilience, moved slowly through the calm seas, its journey marked by the silent determination of its crew. The overcast skies mirrored the somber mood of the men aboard, who had faced the unimaginable and survived. The mission, its true nature still unknown to the crew, was complete. They had followed orders, navigated treacherous waters, and faced dangers that few could comprehend. Yet the purpose of their perilous journey remained a mystery, shrouded in secrecy and silence. They had played their part in preventing a global catastrophe. Unbeknownst to them, their actions had averted a disaster that could have altered the course of history. The weight of their contribution was immense, even if they never fully understood it. Their story, however, remained classified, hidden away in the archives of the Cold War. The details of their mission were locked away, known only to a select few. The bravery and sacrifice of the K-19 crew were buried in the annals of history, their heroism unrecognized by the world. The world would never know the sacrifices they had made, the horrors they had endured. The men faced extreme conditions, battling not just the elements but also the invisible enemy of radiation. Their courage in the face of such adversity was extraordinary, yet their story remained untold. The men of the K-19 returned home, forever changed by their experience. The ordeal had left an indelible mark on their souls, altering their lives in ways that words could scarcely describe. They had faced death and emerged alive, but not unscathed. Many suffered from radiation sickness, their bodies betraying the silent sacrifice they had made. The invisible enemy had left its mark, and the toll it took on their health was severe. The medical personnel worked tirelessly to treat them, but the scars of radiation were not easily healed. They carried the physical and psychological scars of their ordeal, their heroism unknown, their story untold. The trauma of their experience was etched into their faces, a constant reminder of the price they had paid. Their bravery was a silent testament to the human spirit's capacity to endure. They were the silent guardians of the Cold War, their courage hidden beneath the waves, their sacrifice a testament to the human spirit's ability to endure, even in the face of unimaginable terror. The K-19 crew's story is one of quiet heroism, a tale of men who faced the abyss and returned, forever changed, yet largely forgotten by history. Their legacy lives on in the silent depths, a reminder of the cost of peace and the resilience of those who safeguard it. The story of the K-19 serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of the Cold War. This submarine, often referred to as the Widowmaker, symbolizes the perilous nature of the era. It was a time when the world teetered on the brink of nuclear annihilation, and the men aboard these vessels were the unsung heroes who stood as the last line of defense. It is a story of courage, sacrifice, and the hidden burdens borne by those who served in silence. These sailors faced unimaginable dangers, from the threat of radiation to the constant pressure of underwater missions. Their bravery and resilience were tested daily, and their sacrifices often went unnoticed by the world at large. It is a story that demands to be told, a history that deserves to be remembered. The Cold War was not just a geopolitical struggle, it was a human struggle filled with personal stories of fear, hope, and determination. Each monument and memorial stands as a testament to the lives touched and altered by this prolonged conflict. As we delve into the archives, as we listen to the voices of those who lived through these tense times, we uncover the human stories behind the headlines. These interviews and recordings provide a window into the past, allowing us to hear first-hand accounts of the challenges and triumphs experienced by Cold War veterans. We owe it to the men and women who served, who sacrificed, who risked everything to remember their stories. Their experiences offer valuable lessons about resilience, duty, and the cost of peace. By honoring their memory, we ensure that their sacrifices are not in vain and that future generations understand the gravity of their contributions. Let us honor their memory by seeking out these hidden truths, by ensuring that the sacrifices of those who lived through the Cold War are never forgotten. Through remembrance ceremonies and educational initiatives, we can keep their legacy alive. It is our responsibility to pass on these stories, to teach the importance of vigilance and the value of peace, so that the ghosts of the Cold War may finally rest in peace.